we're shooting rimfire ammunition. That means around the bottom of the cartridge is where the primer is. And the firing pin hits on the side of the cartridge, not in the center like in what they call center fire, most pistols, hunting rifles. The .22 long rifle and its family are all rimfire. Historically speaking, the first actual self-contained round by Smith & Wesson was a .22 short rimfire. You have your cartridge case, you have your powder, and then you have your bullet. Primer, powder, cartridge case, and bullet. Here's what happens. Rifle's loaded, bolt is down, you squeeze the trigger, it releases the striker, the firing pin hits the primer. The primer goes pop. There's an explosion. There's a spark. The spark makes the powder start to burn. As the powder burns, it expands. As it expands, it pushes the bullet out of the cartridge case and down the barrel of the rifle. When there's full ignition, the bullet leaves the rifle and into passenger control. And it happens about like that, if not faster. Here's what you need to be aware of. If it goes click and nothing happens, you wait 30 seconds. Lift the bolt up, cock it, put it back down, and try the shot again. What that means is that the powder in the primer may have not be fully evenly distributed. So you try another shot with it, see if it goes off. That's only click. No sound. If it goes pop and you don't hear a bang or feel it, and you will, once you fired your first shot, you'll immediately know what I'm talking about. You just hear a pop. Stop. Put your hand up, don't touch the rifle. Two things can be happening. The first can be what is called a hang fire. That means that there's been an ignition, but the powder hasn't ignited yet. So what we may have is pop, da-da-da-da-da, bang. That's why you maintain control of your firearm. You don't lift the bolt handle. You don't do anything. If nothing has still happened, get your hand up and let us check it out. The third thing that can happen with a pop and no bang is what is called a squib load. A squib load means that there's just enough from the primer and maybe a little bit of powder to take that bullet and push it somewhere down the barrel, but not enough to push it outside of the barrel. At which time you have an obstruction in the bore of your rifle that if you load and put another bullet down on top of it, you run a very good chance of blowing the rifle up in your face. Not a desirable thing to have happen. That's one of the reasons we require at all times, when the red light is on, that you keep shooting glasses on and you keep your earplugs in. I have had the unfortunate distinction of blowing up a rifle. Was not a pleasant experience at all. And all that saved my eyes were my glasses. That's why we're fanatical about the red lights on, which means live fire is going on. You keep your hearing protection in, your eyeglasses on. Yes, sir.
So if let's talk when you hear, does that mean like if you took after the bullet went through, took the bolt out, and you look down, you can see a hole all the way down to where the bolt comes out?
If the bullet has been propelled all the way out of the rifle, and you open it up, yes indeed, it'll be empty. You'll just see a hole. What we do, because it's really hard without putting your head on it, and we don't recommend that, is if there is that pop and no bang, what we do is we come over and we take a cleaning rod and we very carefully from the side push it down to see if there's an obstruction. We do not, I wonder if it's going to go off. Not a good thing, because You may have a hang fire, not a squib load. Safety is primary. Okay? Any other questions? Anybody have a question about that?